It's breaking the news time. I'm Janice Shortle. Guilty, guilty, guilty. All counts say so for Amy Bach, and she is spending her first night in the Sherburne County Jail. Within the hour, she was booked. Amy Bach was the leader of Feeding Our Future today. She was found guilty on all counts. So was Salim Syed. Years of investigation have led us to this day, both by the feds and on our end, the journalism side, by our lead reporter on this, Lou Raguse. Lou is at the federal courthouse. He's been spending a lot of days there as of late. Lou, I got to ask you this first question. Since you were there the whole time, it seemed like the jury barely got to the deliberation room before they came back with a guilty verdict. That's kind of surprising, right?
Yeah, it was extremely fast. 5 hours of deliberation for 5 weeks of testimony, just 1 hour for each week of testimony they heard. But it's a clear sign that it was not a difficult case for them. The evidence was overwhelming, and they just didn't fight over it at all. They all were on the same page and came back with a verdict right after lunch.
All right, Lou, you have been covering this case for KARE 11 for the entire time it's been going on. And I know that Amy Bach has reached out to you. You've had conversations that aren't on the air. You've talked to her. Did she believe, or did she try to make the jury believe in a believable way at all that she didn't do anything?
Well, Amy Bach is a great liar. There's no question about that. But there just was no corroborating facts to back up the things she was saying. And so after a while, you start to realize that you're being lied to, or it's like a gaslighter, if people know what that term means. It's like if someone can look at you with a straight face and lie, and after a while you start to wonder, well, who's telling the truth here? But so that's how her testimony went, but she also couldn't admit anything. So when the prosecution was asking her about her phony board of directors, which consisted of a bartender and a mechanic and another guy she met while having drinks who had no business being on the board of directors of a nonprofit, she claimed, well, no, actually, they're not telling the truth. They knew that they were on this board. It just wasn't believable. When they talked about the ways that she spent her money, she went on vacations with her boyfriend and they rented Lamborghinis and Rolls Royces. She wouldn't admit that she enjoyed riding in the Lamborghini. She called herself an unwilling passenger in a Lamborghini. And those are the points where the jury's kind of going, what?
Yeah, that's exactly what I just said.
If she's lying to you about that, you can't believe her about anything.
When she would contact you, was she making up additional stories? What do you think?
She didn't go too deep into the weeds on stuff like that. She wants to blame the Minnesota Department of Education for a lot of stuff, and they do have their own blame to bear in not stopping the fraud early on. However, it just didn't make sense, and it came out this way in the trial too. How can you blame MDE for $250 million worth of fraud that happened under the nonprofit that you were in charge of? You were supposed to be overseeing these meal sites. You submitted all these false claims. Right. So she never quite closed the loop on her side of the story.
Well, she'll spend a lot of time in jail if what we're seeing in these charges comes to bear. Lou Raguse, great work. I know you're going to work on it even further, so stay tuned to Lou.